Hey everybody, Questwise here, and today we're going to be talking about this tin of dice. If you don't know what these are, this is a new product that's just come out by Wizards of the Coast. It is a tin of specialty dice, specifically themed for the new Guildmasters Guide to Ravnica, which is the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and Magic the Gathering crossover officially printed product, published product. If you've been a fan of, been following, 5th edition D&D for a while, you know that they've come out with a few sort of free mini settings that are set in some of the different worlds of Magic the Gathering, and it looks like Ravnica is the one that they've decided to go with as a officially published printed product. And as such, they've come out with a few auxiliary products as well too, including this tin of dice. There's also a map pack that lays out all the different wards of the city and stuff of Ravnica. And I'll be talking about that later because I think it's a really, really good product, and I will be discussing my thoughts on it, what I like, what I don't like, and stuff as well too. But what I want to talk about is the dice set today. If you go back in the catalog, and I'll try to remember, I always forget to do this kind of stuff, but I'll try to remember to put a link down below to my previous review of the Tomb of Annihilation dice set, which I gave a pretty favorable review to. I got a lot of bad reviews online, and so I went up and purchased a pack of them to see what was the hubbub was all about, and give them my thoughts on that as well too. While I thought those dice, the Tomb of Annihilation dice, were nice and that they had some merit, I am way more impressed by this set. I think that Wizards of the Coast actually took to heart some of the comments that were given on the dice set from Tomb of Annihilation, and they've really upped their game with this set. So when you buy this set, it comes in a cardboard sleeve. I unfortunately already opened these because I just had to see them. And in fact, opened them for a few of my coworkers to take a look at as well too. But it comes with a cardboard sleeve over top, but then inside you get this great tin. It is a very nice tin. It's about 2-3 inches thick and has this great artwork on the sides here with each of the different guilds of Ravnica, their logos and symbols and stuff. On the back, very simple. You get the Ravnica logo as well as the D&D ampersand. 2008 Wizards of the Coast. It's a simple tin, but it's very nice. It's it's lightweight. It's metal. On the top of it, on the lid, we get again all the different logos of the different guilds and this sort of like starburst symbol in the center here. Let's open it up and take a look at what we got. So the lid pops off. Nothing fancy inside. It is embossed in there, so you can see on the back of here that it's nice, kind of embossed, and it gives a nice feel to the lid and stuff as well too. It gives it a nice relief kind of feel. Inside, the dice are set into a foam pre-cut tray. What I really love about what they're doing now, what Wizards of the Coast is doing with the dice sets now, is that typically when you bought a set of role-playing dice, you would get 7 dice. You would get a 20-sided die, which is, of course, the most driving force behind the D20 system. You get a 20-sided die. You'd get 2 10-sided dice, usually in a percentile setup. You'd get a 12-sided die, an 8-sided die, and a 4-sided die, and 1 6-sided die. Because of these are a set designed for Dungeons & Dragons, the most common way to create characters is to roll 4 6-sided dice and drop the lowest. That's the most accepted and I think most widely used sort of dice setup. What Wizards of the Coast is doing now is they're giving you 4 instead of just 1 6-sided dice. You're going to get 4 of them in this set. So automatically you've got a cool little thing. You don't have to go scrounge other dice that don't, a lot of people are very determined. I follow the Dice Maniacs Facebook group, and a lot of people are they're not fans of having dice of different colors. They want unified sets and stuff. And so here you get 4. This is all you're going to need to roll up characters. More than enough for, you know, basic rolls and stuff as well too. I don't know how well it translates on camera, but these dice are beautiful. In the past, the dice that came out from Wizards of the Coast were pretty just plain, pretty average kind of dice. I was trying to find pictures of these online, and they don't really give an accurate feel of what these dice are really like. Online, you can see some pictures of mock-ups, I'm guessing computer-generated, sort of like ads, that make the dice look like they're sort of just like a blue and white swirl. These are actually almost, you can almost see through them, which is kind of interesting if I can get the camera to focus here. I don't know how well this is going to translate, but the dice themselves are really, really nice. They feel a little bit lighter. I mean, maybe not. I could be completely wrong. I feel like the dice feel a little lighter than normal, but maybe I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know if you can kind of see. Yeah, you can kind of see here. You see my finger behind it there. That some of it's a little bit translucent. You can see through it there. And it has this really nice sort of like, almost like pearl-like swirl inside of each one of these dice. So you're going to get four of those 6-sided dice. Of course, you get your standard D20. And I feel like the numbers on these are very nice and easy to read. They're very bold with the sort of blue inking that's been done in them. Nothing fancy about these. Like, you know, there's the 20. There's the 1. Oops. I'm going to lose focus here again. There's the 1. You know, there's no special symbols on these ones or anything. You get your percentile dice in here as well too, so you can see your 10s and your 1s stuff as well. D4, pretty standard. Again, I think they're really beautiful dice. I'm really impressed by the quality of the dice in these. I'm not sure who made these. It doesn't say anywhere on the product that I could see who was the manufacturer of the dice. And of course the D12, the most underutilized die in my opinion in the whole entire polyhedral sets. And then in the center you get this giant D10, this 10-sided die that has each of the guilds of Ravnica's symbol on them. Now, while this is really awesome, and I really love this die, I think that the logos came out very, very well. They're very easy to recognize, very well embossed. This one's really deep. It's I don't know if you can see, it's very, very well stamped. While I think this die is really awesome and I love it, I play with it all the time. I just have it in my hand. It feels cool. You know, in game, there's not really any use for it. The Guildmasters Guide to Ravnica, the book, does give you a small chart and tells you if you need to randomly determine a guild to roll a 10-sided die. And it will give you, because there are 10 guilds in Ravnica. And, you know, to roll a 10-sided die and determine randomly a guild. So this kind of cuts out that. You can just roll this and get a guild. But really, in-game, there's no use for this. There's no, like, special, you don't roll this with other stuff and get a special benefit or anything. But cool, nonetheless. Inside the rest of the tin, you just simply get this cutout. The dice fit inside, too. And then you get this big chunk of foam in there as well. That's it. That's all that's in the tin. While I felt like the Tomb of Annihilation dice, the biggest complaint was that there was so much empty space in there. People were really upset about the fact that, oh, you could have put 2 sets of dice in there. Same thing here. I think you could have put 2 sets of dice in this. But I think if you watch my video on the Tomb of Annihilation dice, I show you what I did that was kind of unique. Because there was 2 layers of foam, I just traced this onto the bottom layer of foam and placed in another set of dice. You could totally do that with this one as well, too, if you wanted to carry an extra set with you. Simply take a Sharpie and trace out these shapes, cut them out with an X-Acto knife, and you could fit a whole nother, because this is a pretty thick piece of foam, a whole nother set of dice in there as well, too. But I really like this. I really dig this. I think this is cool. I'm going to carry this with me everywhere I go. I think it's a really beautiful tin. It's cool to have on the table. It looks really, really awesome with the symbols and stuff on there too. And again, the dice, I think the dice are really, really well made. I think they're very, very beautiful. Kudos to Wizards of the Coast for stepping up their game a little bit. Much nicer than what they look online. I hope they're coming through on the camera as well too. So that's all I wanted to share with you today on the dice for the Guildmasters Guide to Ravnica. Yeah, I will be talking about the Guildmasters Guide in a future video, probably next week, and giving you my thoughts on that as well too. But until next time, I'm Questwise. We're out.